This week on commandN, Internet Names 2.0, Assassin's Creed heads to YouTube, and Jeff does a review of the top video sharing sites. Welcome to episode 197 of commandN. I'm Amber. It's a beautiful fall day in Toronto. I'm flying solo for this episode. We have lots of great tech news. We're a little bit late getting 197 out because I just submitted my book to Penguin last week. It's all about social media strategies for your business. 60,000 words, took a lot of time, but it is finally in to the editor, so that is great news. Now let's get right into it and talk about the headlines of the week. Our headlines this week are sponsored by our friends at GoDaddy. To check out a bunch of different commandN discounts, all you have to do is head on over to commandN.tv/GoDaddy. As always, thanks for your support. The internet is about to experience a pretty significant change in its 4-decade history. The corporation that manages internet protocols is meeting in Seoul to discuss whether or not people who use other alphabets will be able to get domain names. Now, there are 50 other alphabets in the world aside from Latin-based alphabets. So this is great news for people out there who maybe aren't familiar with the alphabet we use regularly in the Western world. Assassin's Creed 2 hits store shelves November 17th. To promote the launch, Ubisoft, who makes the video game, has launched an online video prequel that people can check out for free on YouTube, and the production values are amazing.
The Age of Renaissance. A time considered to be the rebirth of man.
I don't know if you remember, but GeoCities was the hot thing in the late 1990s. This was a place where you could go and create a free website. It was very popular on the internet. Well, news just came that they have shut down. So all of those people who ran those GeoCities websites, they're no longer online. I guess the good news is some of those websites weren't that great, so it's time to move on anyway. Rogers, Canada's largest cable company, has teamed up with former Disney executive Michael Eisner to work on a startup called Vugaroo. Vugaroo plans to change the mobile entertainment industry just like the silver screen did in Hollywood. The popular website Gizmodo gave out more than just candy this Halloween. Hackers got into the site with a fake advertisement that then infected people's computers with scareware. Now, Gizmodo gets more than 3 million page views a day, so we can only imagine how many people this affected. The people at Gizmodo have issued an apology on the company's website and said they're really sorry that this has happened.
Hi, I'm Jeff MacArthur, and on this week's Tech Tips, I'm going to talk a bit about choosing the right video sharing sites. This is actually the topic I presented at Blog World in Vegas a little while ago, which was a great time, so I thought I'd just condense it and present it to our commandN viewers who didn't have a chance to make it there. So first of all, what are some of the general considerations? Well, you've got some technical considerations, financial considerations, and also audience considerations. On the technical side, you want to be sure that the site you choose can handle the file types that you want, as well as the file sizes and the length of the video. For instance, YouTube's 10-minute limit there. That can cut out a lot of different shows from looking at YouTube as a viable sharing platform. There's also video quality. Does it take HD recording? Does it have an embeddable, customizable player like Blip does? Are there downloadable videos? Then on the financial side, you've got the direct costs. Is there a subscription fee for hosting your files there? Any bandwidth costs? Are there monetization options like ad insertions with revenue sharing? Or can you get some great stats off the back end so you know what your viewing info really is? Finally, we look at audience considerations, like audience size and demographics, where YouTube is the big player here. It's a huge viewership. But there's also the type of community. What type of videos does this site generally host? Is it short-form humorous videos or long-form documentaries? So you want to understand a bit about that as well. And from your audience perspective, are there ads on the site? Are there things that might interfere with their enjoyment of the site? So when we look at some of the big players, we're just going to talk about 3 of them today, and let's start with YouTube. First of all, YouTube has a huge audience. It's something like 6 times the next biggest player. They've got a new HD 16:9 player, and their encoding quality has improved remarkably. It used to be pretty crappy. Now it's really good, up there with Vimeo, I'd say even. There's built-in distribution to the iPhone, iPod Touch, and Apple TV, which can be helpful. And once uploaded, you can replace the music, add subtitles and annotations. There's community feedback, inline video replies. All these things may be why you want to host your video on YouTube. They have a special partners category that if you become a partner, you can have longer videos, longer than 10 minutes. You can have downloadable videos, and they'll also do some ad revenue sharing. Blip.tv is really one of our favorites. They've got a great embeddable video player that's totally customizable. It's a really good place for video series. There's good producer tools, and they'll take just about any file format you can throw at them. And because they keep the original file for download, you can have a file immediately available to your audience. So they've got pretty good quality HD. They've got a 50-50 revenue share for ads that you can opt into, and they can now syndicate content with a huge number of places, including YouTube. Finally, we'll look at Vimeo, because Vimeo is really the HD trailblazer on the web. High quality, long form content is the norm there. They've got really good quality HD. There's lots of privacy options. You can even create access lists, you tag videos, the videos are downloadable, and it's either free or there's a $60 per year membership for a Plus membership, which gives you some higher upload criterias and unlimited HD videos and stuff like that. So take a look at all the video sharing sites out there. There's a ton of them. We've only talked about a few. And consider, what are your real requirements? Is it the audience size? Do you need HD video, long form stuff? Is it infrastructure and distribution? And when you answer those questions, you'll be a lot closer to finding the right video sharing site for you. I'm Jeff MacArthur. That's all for this week. Enjoy.
If you've been hearing a lot of buzz about Foursquare, which is not the game that's played on a court just like this with a ball, but instead a location-based service that you can download to your iPhone or Android, then you definitely need to check out a sneak peek of a story that we did for Web Nation about how to have a Foursquare at Halloween. Welcome to Web Nation, I'm Amber MacArthur. On today's episode, we take you on a tour of social media's hottest new way to explore your city, complete with practical ideas for Halloween. Now it's time for our web pick of the week, which is from commandN viewer Chris McCorkle, who left us a link to a song that was created entirely using iPhone apps. That's all for today's show. As always, visit us online at commandN.tv to leave us a comment. Better yet, create us a video that we can include in our web picks. Now we're going to leave this show with a video that Chris has requested for all of you science geeks out there.
I believe our future depends powerfully on how well we understand this cosmos, in which we float like a mote of dust in the morning sky.
I just nailed that one because I got frustrated.
But the brain does much more than just recollect. It intercompares, it synthesizes, analyzes, it generates abstractions. The simplest thought, like the concept of the number one, has an elaborate logical underpinning. The brain has its own language for testing the structure and consistency of the world.